Do you agree with the current state of our government? Are there times you wish there was something more you could do? Many Americans are unhappy with the current state of our government and complain that they don't like it, but they don't do anything about it. American citizens eligible to vote should understand the history behind their voting rights. Do you know when the first person in the United States was able to vote? When the U.S. was founded, only white males that owned land were allowed to vote according to Scholastic.com. White working men, women, and African Americans still could not vote. Due to protests by the Civil War, most men were allowed to vote whether they owned land or not. Literacy tests, poll taxes, and religious tests were used before voting. In 1866, the 14th Amendment was passed, which granted citizenship to former slaves. According to iwantmyvote.com, in 1869, the 15th Amendment allowed African American males to vote. Although they were allowed to vote, the polls were often hidden, and there were poll taxes along with literacy tests before they could even vote to discourage them. In 1896, Louisiana passed grandfather clauses, which were meant to keep former slaves and their descendants from being able to vote in the state. NWHM.org states that women have been protesting to vote since the 1770s. The first women's suffrage movement began in 1848 at a convention in Seneca Falls, New York. Most protests ended in women getting arrested, so it was frowned upon in societies for them to be supporting the suffragette movement. After 70 years of women voicing their opinion, women finally gained the right to vote in 1920 with the 19th Amendment. In 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Voter Rights Act of 1965, which prohibited any voting prerequisites and denying the right to vote to any citizen based on race or color. Less than 100 years ago, many of us would not have the right to vote. Thousands of people dedicated their lives ensuring equal rights for all American citizens. Some of those activists risked their lives to give us the voting privileges that we have today. Are you honoring these brave men and women by living up to what they fought for, or are you just standing by?